20 seconds.
Ow, holy mackerel. Okay, listen up. As soon as you think you know the answer to a question, buzz in. Then you have to hit the number that corresponds to the answer you want. You got that? It's simple. Godspeed.
It's time for the show where high culture and pop culture collide.
Hey, how you doing? Good to see ya. Yada, yada, yada. Well, all right, that's out of the way. The game of solitaire. That's okay, I'm here alone too. So let's get it on. Category, please. Well, looks like this category is, ooh, command me. I'm giving out $3 grand for a right answer. Let's see how you handle this one. If Moses changed one of the 10 commandments to outlaw phimosis, what would the altered commandment be? Thou shalt have no extra genitals. Thou shalt do it again in less than an hour. Thou shalt not be unable to get it up. In case you're wondering, phimosis is a disease characterized by an abnormally tight foreskin. It's a good replacement for the 7th commandment, thou shalt seriously consider whether you're the right type of person to wear abnormally tight spandex. I need a category.
This is the end of the tape. Turn it over to play side 2.
Coming at you. I'm as pure as driven snow. My agent's a tramp. How does $2,000 sound? Put it in gear, cause here we go. Who of the following is not known for declaring her virginity to the press? Brooke Shields, Uma Thurman, Juliana Hatfield, or Kennedy? That's not gonna cut it. Let's take a look at the right answer. Uma Thurman hasn't debriefed the press on her virginity, so it's still all up in the air. Of course, she and Ethan Hawke had a baby, and Ethan Hawke counts, right? All right. Shake hands with. Go ask Alex, and you pocket $2,000 if you get this one. Okay, for this one, I'm going to give you the answer, and you've got to choose the question, kind of like a Jeopardy question. According to the 80s song, it's in jeopardy. What is our... In the song Jeopardy by Greg Kihn, it's our love that's in jeopardy. In real life, my love for you will never be in jeopardy, ever. Okay, I need a category. Now serving. Put your heart into it. You give me a right answer, I give you $3,000. All right, get your thinking caps on and buzz in when you know the answer that completes the following analogy. Tony Bennett's is to left in San Francisco as Thomas Hardy's is to what? Displayed at Tower of London, buried in wife's grave, pulled from chest while still beating. Pulled from chest while still beating? Good God, we're talking Return of the Native, not Temple of Doom. Easy, Attila. For the curious, here's the right answer. Tony Bennett left his heart in San Francisco, and though his ashes were buried in Poets' Corner in Westminster Abbey, poet Thomas Hardy's heart was buried in the grave of his first wife, Emma. Man, talk about your alimony. Okay, pick a category. This one likes to go by finding love in a bottle. Looks like this one's going for $1,000. Okay, think I dream of Jeannie and answer that. Based on where Tony Nelson found the bottle containing Jeannie, what might have been the first problem she had to deal with upon emerging? Snow in her slippers, moon dust in her hair. Major Nelson crash landed on a desert island where he found the bottle containing Jeannie. Lucky bastard. Most of us have to empty the bottle and then imagine the beautiful blonde. Category, please. For your enjoyment, Domesterotica. And it's worth $2,000 if you get this one right. Flex those fingers, because here it comes. If there were a soft porn flick on Cinemax called Latent Heat, which of these scenes would you most likely see? Donna D'Errico in a greenhouse, Shannon Tweed lighting the pilot, Anna Nicole Smith boiling water, or Tracy Lords digesting bread? Shannon Tweed is never the right answer. Got it? See, now, I could have given you some cash if you pick this. Latent heat is the energy involved when substances change states, like water to vapor. And I bet you've boiled water in front of your mother, haven't you? You're disgusting. I need a category.
Oh my God, I died? I've died and gone to... 7!
Pucker up for. You should have gone before we left. $2,000 says you don't know this one. Hey, did you ever notice how Florida looks like a big penis on North America? I know, I'm like 12 years old. Well, if Florida really were a penis, where would you expect the Urethra Highway to run? Circling around in the Panhandle, around the Keys, the length of the entire state, or connecting the Gulf and the Atlantic? Around the Keys? No, that would be the Foreskin Freeway. Hey, got a minute? Take a look at a right answer. The male urethra carries fluids the length of the penis. See, that's why the Gulf of Mexico is so warm. Okay, I need a category.
Little more. Little more. 8! That's enough.
The category is Geographical Gumption, and you're playing for $3,000 cash money. Hey, you know how in Forrest Gump, Forrest runs all over the country? If Forrest Gump had actually traveled to the American states that are the farthest east, west, north, and south, how might he have talked about his trip?
I ran to Maine, Alaska, and Hawaii. I ran to Alaska and Hawaii. I ran to Florida and Alaska.
Or,
I ran to Maine, Hawaii, Alaska, and Texas.
should have picked this. Hawaii is the southernmost state in the Union. Alaska is the farthest north and west, and since it crosses the international east-west line, it's also the farthest east. And since Forrest would have to run on water to get to Hawaii, it only goes to show that he is in fact godlike and worthy of his followers. So just stop bashing Gump. All right, hit me. This category is known as One Night in Bangkok. Get it right, I'm handing over $2K. Let's see if you can wrap your head around this. If the world really is your oyster, which of the following is true? It's a transvestite world, it's a transparent world, it's a transsexual world, or it's a little neck world.
I can't see! I can't see! Oh, that's much better.
Bet you wish you'd pick this. Oysters are transsexual. They usually begin their lives as males and turn into females. And you'll need the oysters, because one night in Bangkok can make even a hard man humble. Okay, pick a... Well, what do we have here? Praying to the infertility gods. This one can net you $1,000. Okay, remember the contraceptive device Norplant? Well, if you planted a house plant where Norplant is implanted, what part of your body would you need to water? The contraceptive device Norplant was implanted on the underside of your upper arm. So that means you'd have to clean a little more rigorously during your weekly shower. Okay, we're halfway home. Let's see how round 2 treats you. Every question in round 2 is... I need a category. May I introduce... Honey, the neighbor just laid one on your Camaro. This one can net you $6,000. Heads up, here it comes. Imagine that some cuckoos move in next door to you. Considering the cuckoo's behavior in the wild, what unneighborly behavior should you be on the lookout for? They'll strip your siding for their home, they'll sing every hour on the hour, they'll leave eggs in your baby's crib, or they'll have...
Nope.
The correct answer is... Cuckoos are known for laying their eggs in the nests of other birds. Worse, they never mow their damn lawn and there's a broken car parked on it. And I know their kid does drugs, I know it. Category, please.
All right, angry men, party of...
Here we have, we don't need another political scandal. And get this one right, you got 4K coming your way. Just step up and take a swing at this one. What might be the name of a political suspense movie in which Mel Gibson utters the line, all right, who sold the Navy's emergency fuel reserves? Lethal Weapons for Hostages Affair? Mad Max Beyond Teapot Dome? Bird on a Tailhook Wire? Or the Whitewater River? Huh? Here's what you should have picked. The Teapot Dome scandal occurred when President Warren G. Harding transferred naval oil reserves to the Department of the Interior, where they were essentially sold to a civilian businessman. But this movie will make money because Mel's gonna show his ass. Okay, pick a cat. This one's called, well, 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 $2,000 for a correct answer. Think fast. If you pushed famous critic Mr. Blackwell down a black well, which of these would he most likely yell as he plummeted to the bottom? Mr. Blackwell is famous in Hollywood for his annual worst dressed list. Which just proves my point. If everyone would just wear Garanimals, there wouldn't be this problem. Don't you see? They're already matched for you. All right, hit me.
Going up. 10, 11, 12, 14!
Let's see what we got going. Actually, a stick couldn't break my bones. Get a right answer, you're walking away with $4,000. Hope you brought your suit. It's time to get wet. People have probably called you numbnuts and dingbat before, but if someone called you a numbbat, what would be an appropriate response? Well, then come and suck my live wires. I do not eat ants in Australia. Yeah, well, you're a type of wrench too. Or, a numbbat is an Australian marsupial anteater. They're sort of the same as American marsupial anteaters, except they say throw another ant on the Barbie, and then they go dingo hunting. Okay, Open wide and get ready for literature with legroom. Play your cards right, you win $4,000. Put your tray in the upright position, it's time for takeoff. Which title would most likely have been written by the author Victor Hugo? On the Roadster, The Hatchback of Notre Dame. Victor Hugo wrote The Hunchback of Notre Dame, and the Hugo is a crappy compact car. And quite frankly, I'd much rather see that story turned into a car than some lame-ass animated feature. Category, please. Uh-oh, blah, 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 blah.
It's time for a Critter-ish Crash Fund.
Take a look at your gibberish category. Superman has a crappy voice. The opening value for this gibberish question is $10,000. All right, as soon as you know the answer, buzz in, because I'm taking away some cash every second and a half. All right, take a look at this phrase and tell me what it rhymes with. Clark sing? Yep, the strong fleet. And just ignore the question mark, the comma, and the period. First clue, it's a phrase about being in pursuit. Where's that cantaloupe? It's a phrase about being in pursuit of the wrong thing. Oh, never mind about the cantaloupe. Last clue, when you bark up the incorrect bark. Let's see what you think. Start. Whoops. I need a category. And I believe this one's called Read My Lips. I actually tattooed words on them. 4,000 big ones for a right answer here. Let's rock. Which of the following is an example of voodoo economics? Lower taxes to stimulate live chicken market, eliminate taxes and put a curse on the rich, maintain put a curse on the rich. Well, you don't have to worry. In case you're wondering, Voodoo economics means cutting taxes so folks will have more money to spend as consumers. Either that, or you could just run up to people chanting and poking them with needles until they drop their wallets. All right, hit me.
18.
The category? Francis Scott off-key. How does $2,000 sound? All right, suppose that at long last there's a video to go along with the national anthem. It displays visually what the lyrics in the song are describing. If the Star-Spangled Banner's video were to be played backwards, which of the following would be the last thing you would see? The rocket's red glare, bombs bursting in air, the dawn's early light. The dawn's early light is in the second line of the song, so it would be the last thing you would experience. Well, you know, on weekends, the dawn's early light is usually the last thing I experience. Okay, I need a category. And this one is Kiss Me, Just Because. Hello, we're talking $6 grand, so pay attention. Put it in gear, cause here we go. Say you're at a baseball game. If Morgana the Kissing Bandit's lesser-known rival Fata Morgana makes an appearance, what can you expect to see? A stone column obstructing home plate? Fata Morgana is what the Italians call a famous mirage first seen in the city of Messina, which makes it appear as though castles are floating in the clouds. Of course, if the Fata Morgana does show up, there's going to be a lot of disappointed fans wishing they'd seen some enormous breasts floating in the clouds instead. Okay, pick a category.
Lordy, lordy, look who's 40. That doesn't rhyme.
Okay, give it up for Lovelorn Letters. And you pocket $2,000 if you get this one. Yeah, I get a real kick out of reading advice columns and finding out about other people's romantic problems. See if you can tell me which movie character this letter is responding to. Dear Confidential, she may be old enough to be your mother, but you just got out of college. Live a little. By the way, plastic sounds like a great career choice. See you at Elaine's wedding. Who is confident? Recent college graduate Benjamin Braddock has an affair with Mrs. Robinson, even though he really loves her daughter, Elaine, all while debating whether or not to go into plastics. Now, my advice to a recent college grad with romantic problems would be, start paying back those student loans. I need a category. A little edgy, aren't we? Relax and take a look at this clue. I'll tell you when to panic. Puppets of color. Be careful, don't get your strings crossed. Here we go. This one. Amazing! Let's check out what it did to your score! That's the game! Way to go, player. It's like I always say, it doesn't matter whether you win or lose, as long as you get to play with yourself. Now get the hell away from the computer and go make some friends, because... You don't know Jack!
Making the high scoreboard. That ought to give you a nice sense of accomplishment. Hey, if you still feel a little unfulfilled and want to keep battering away at these useless accolades, let me know and we'll set you up with another game.
WALEFM presents
Whale Rock.
These enormous aquatic mammals rock.